Hi, I'm Kim, and you're watching Kim Wilson TV. My channel is dedicated to helping victims of narcissistic abuse get free, stay free, and never have to go back to that crap again. Today we're going to talk about something a little weird. Now we're going to talk about evil and the possibility that these weirdos are demonically possessed. Now, I've come across all kinds of conflicting information. Sam Vaknin says that the concept that they're demonically possessed is some kind of new age bullshit. Now, fair enough, Sam. But I also found quite a number of psychiatrists, primarily in the United States. Now, there's 3 who have no connection to each other, who over the last 10 years have given up very, very lucrative practices in psychiatry, determining that there's something else to this covert narcissism and borderline personality disorder. Now, one of them had worked in the penal system for many, many years. She had been the psychiatrist dealing exclusively with serial killers and things like that. Now, she had, of course, diagnosed them all as malignant, covert narcs and malignant borderline personality disordered maniacs. She, after 30 years being a very, very well-respected psychiatrist, gave up that career, determining that there is no worldly explanation for their condition, and gave up her practice to actually study the occult, witchcraft, and the supernatural, believing them to be absolutely demonically possessed. Now, there is this kind of perplexing idea that if you do believe in evil, that means you must believe in God. And I'm just saying that I don't belong to any religious group. And I'll tell you, I was taken to Sunday school every Sunday as a kid, and immediately I started hearing dogma that didn't sit well with me, even as a small child. Things like, if you're not of God, you're of the devil, and things like this. And I really always, since my earliest memory, really believed myself to be a member of the human race. Like I just have always felt like tremendous, almost electrical connection to mankind. And I just can't belong to any group that separates me from my fellow human beings, because never in the history of our planet have we needed each other so badly. I mean, this widespread corruption within the government, the undeniable move towards a new world order, the absolute undeniable depopulation plan and Agenda 21 that we're all facing right now. Never in the history of the world has mankind needed each other so badly, minus all the demographics, any ethnic backgrounds, any religious beliefs. We need each other desperately right now. So I have never been able to break myself off from humanity to join a particular group. Now, I absolutely admire and respect a person's conviction when they do join a group like that, and absolutely respect your right to your beliefs, but it just wasn't right for me. So that kind of idea that to believe in evil, you have to believe in a God, I'm just going to say I believe in good. I believe in the good in mankind. Now, with all due respect to Sam Vaknin, we need to remember what Sam is. And I'll tell you, for someone with Sam's condition, I mean, Sam's one of them. So Sam has already gone so far beyond what is ever expected of a malignant BPD or NPD, in the fact that Sam tries in every single video, in every book, in everything to present an honest side of this condition that is rarely seen. So bless your heart, Sam. Your effort has not gone unnoticed, but in the end, why is Vaknin going to, say that they're evil, since he's one of them? And, to be honest, this is just a kind of a show and tell sort of video. I don't have any definitive answers, but I'll tell you what, I have seen evil in Trevor's face. I have seen evil pouring out of Trevor and running down and flooding the house and oozing into every orifice of our being. I have absolutely seen evil. I have heard changes in his voice. I have seen a look in his eyes that implied to me that something was going very, very fucking sideways. Now, there are two signs that really become apparent on the narcissist that really do kind of make me believe that there is some sort of evil going on there. Now, the narc smirk, wow, what the fuck is that? That is enough to make your blood run cold and your hair stand straight up. I mean, that is absolutely horrendous, and if you haven't seen it, there's no way to describe it. You have to have seen it, and their body language changes, and everything changes when that very disturbing smirk is on their face. That narc smirk is quite unique. And then there's that very dead, cold, empty look in their eyes. You know, we've all seen it. We've all experienced. It's like, you know, laser evil beams like burning right through your soul. So, you know, there are some definite signs there, and evil has been with mankind since the beginning of time. I mean, the earliest stone carvings, you know, were demons and twisted souls and gargoyles and all kinds of things. And, you know, this is at a time where people could only call a spade. Like, they looked, they saw, they said, oh, okay, this is what I saw, with no information, no access to information, no history, nothing, just, whoa, oh my God, that doesn't look right. Let's call this thing evil, right? And, you know, it really has been here on planet Earth with mankind since our earliest inception. One of the things that makes this such an anomaly, and I could see where it would lead otherwise completely sane medical professionals to give up their career and start sort of researching Satanism, demonic possession, and the occult, is the very, very bizarre anomaly that they're all the same. That in itself is very, very strange. There is no other known illness on this planet, no other known disease that causes the sufferers, and I always laugh to myself when I say that, because they don't seem to be suffering, though we do recognize their souls are very dark and very twisted and their minds are all playing games with them, but the victims certainly seem to be suffering a whole lot worse. Now, with that said, this anomaly, that it doesn't matter what country you're in, what language the words are being spoken in, the words are all the same. Their reaction to confrontation or their reaction to taking responsibility, it's always the same. It's absolutely always the same. And that is really the core reason that a lot of professionals, medical professionals, psychiatrists, therapists, and counselors have started to look at this demonic possession angle, because it is absolutely unexplainable from a medical standpoint. Now, it doesn't matter what illness you're talking about. Yes, maybe people are going through the same type of therapy. Maybe they have the same sort of concerns and same questions for medical practitioners, but not like this. This is very, very different, and this is very, very unexplainable. Now, as I said initially, this is just a show and tell video. Now, I have done a considerable amount of research on the prospect of demonic possession with these fiends, and there is definitely some very credible people out there who have got a fairly strong case for demonic possession, and there are also other very credible people that say, no, this is a form of mental illness, unable to explain that bizarre anomaly with the similarities. So I'm not able to come to a conclusion. I will tell you, in my own personal experience and in my own gut instinct, there seemed to be, on many, many occasions, something wrong with Trevor that seemed to put him in some kind of trance-like state where he was just spewing evil. I don't know. And I really cannot find any evidence to confirm one way or the other if this is even a possibility. So what I'm hoping will happen here is that people will leave comments sharing their experience, what their belief is about this. If they do believe there is any validity to the demonic possession thing, and let's just see how this comes out as far as the thread goes, and we'll do another video on this once we've all had a chance to, you know, give your input. And if your input is based on your religious belief, please do share that too, because I think that that too is extremely valid. I'll just say that yeah, I started looking into demonic possession initially because Trevor's symptoms and his behavior did initially appear to me to be something quite unnatural and quite inhuman. Now, I suppose in many ways a human being could just be so rotten and so mean and so self-absorbed that they could appear to be evil, but that still doesn't explain that common thread between all of them. And I think that's the real enigma here. That is the thing that causes even, you know, the most highly trained psychiatrists to say, we got something kind of freaky going on over here. Now, I would really love to hear your thoughts and opinions on this, because this is a very perplexing situation for me. And I know many people use terms like demonic possession, demons, Satan, evil, and it just seems kind of odd that not only are the narcs all saying and doing the same thing, but many victims use that verbiage. Many victims use that verbiage. Now, as empaths and intuitives, I'm just curious as to why we go to that so quickly. Now, whether they are just rotten pieces of shit or they are demonically possessed, and maybe particularly if they're demonically possessed, you might want to get the fuck away from your narc. Now, I've seen a comment here, well, several, where people were narc-free, no contact, 20 years, and got hoovered back in again, and much to their almost immediate demise. So there's never going to be a good time to go back. Making the decision to leave and go no contact and stay that way really is a lifetime commitment, because even after 20 years, nothing changes. Absolutely nothing changes. And for those of us, of course, who loved our narcs very much, it's kind of a hard blow, you know, accepting that someone you love, though you love them through manipulation and deceit, that feeling of love was definitely very real, and we need to let that go. Now, in conclusion, I want to say that, and I've said this in other videos, when it became absolutely abundantly apparent to me that there was something gravely fucking wrong with Trevor, I did a Google search, and all I punched in were words to describe his behaviors. Now, that Google search produced nothing but websites, web pages, and demonic possession. That's what came up, demonic possession. Now, I sat in that for several days trying to figure out how to pick my words very carefully. And one day I was in the kitchen and Trevor was sitting on the couch, and I walked into the living room and I said, Trevor, I've come to believe that you are possibly demonically possessed. And he looked up at me, cool as a cucumber, and said, oh. I said, Trevor, is there any possibility that you could be demonically possessed? And once again, cool as a cucumber, with this tremendous calm over him, looked at me and said, Kim, I don't know. And I'll tell you, I felt tremendously sorry for him that day. So, guys, I'm Kim. This is Kim Wilson TV. Bless your hearts, guys. I love you lots. And I think that through a really good thread with people's sort of gut instinct on this evil versus mental illness thing, maybe we can come up with some answers together. Have a great day, guys.